Just a bit of banter.
Got your t-shirts, we've got your album.
Let's just say it was a learning curve, okay?
Well, I'm very aroused.
Hey, I'm Baz.
I'm Adam.
And we're 2/5 of Massive Wagons. And we're here to talk to you about
Merchandise!
merchandising! Very, very, very important merchandise. In this video, we're going to talk to you about merchandise, about branding, about design, about who to see, where to go, tips and tricks, things that we've learned over the years, generally the hard way if I'm being honest, about looking after your merchandise empire because it's vitally important.
Before you've got a record label, before you've got songs on the radio, before you've got gigs even, it's the one thing that you can control.
Absolutely. It is the lifeblood of your band.
It might seem like the boring side of things, you want to get straight into the music, but this is where bands earn their money these days, and it's crucial.
Simple fact of the matter is, no merchandise, no band.
Pink Lady? Okay, let's face it, you can't expect anybody to buy your merch if it looks, well, like this.
How rude! This was my best effort of the day. Let's just say it was a learning curve, okay? We'll put it down to that. I mean, granted, it doesn't look great. I know that. But what I was going for, I mean...
What you were going for. Being the artiste.
I took the bull by the horns back in the other day and I said, look, I'll design as a t-shirt. I did it on Microsoft Paint, for crying out loud. I mean, I'm not going to lie, we were listening to Alter Bridge and I always loved their, the A and B.
Yeah.
And I thought, I really loved that. So I was kind of going for a kind of a thing like that. And my big mistake here was, the design, believe it or not, I know it's hard to believe, didn't actually look that bad until I put an effect on it whereby it added all these straight, it kind of... I don't know what it was called, but it made all the colours go funny. When it was just white, it looked great, and then on the screen it looked amazing. But then when you get that's a big point. What looks good on the screen doesn't always look good in print, which is this is a prime example of. It looked great on the screen, and it looks awful printed. I think I had more success with the back, to be honest. I mean, simple, plain simple. It's not brilliant, but it's like the system.
It was one of them, Like Baz said, very early days, we didn't have a clue what we were doing.
Not at all.
Fired up Microsoft Paint, tried to rip off an Alter Bridge logo
badly.
And, it is what it is.
But we had great fans and we sold all these t-shirts out, no problem.
All 10 of them.
And all 10 of them.
But then we swiftly moved on
to an even worse design.
If you don't have already a good band logo, I mean, we hadn't a band logo at this point, but this is where we got a good band logo that we were happy with. Simple, striking, bold. Get that on a t-shirt. Don't try to be too clever. Don't try to be too fancy. Get that on a t-shirt. Was this one we printed?
I think it was, mate. Yeah, the screen's there. Yeah.
Okay, so this was a DIY job. Actually, this was. What year is this? Maybe 2012?
12, 13, yeah. A big thing for buying your merch is your outlay. It's a big outlay. You're not earning a lot from gigs. If you're earning anything, you've got to stump up £500, £1,000 for 100 t-shirts, and that is a massive outlay when you're just starting out. So what our manager at the time said, why don't we try printing our own?
He bought a t-shirt printing machine. And,
I mean, we've still got the old silk screens. I wouldn't know how to use them, to be honest. This is the Hard Rock Road Crew t-shirt.
Oh, he's done it backwards.
No wonder we didn't sell any.
No wonder they didn't sell.
What an idiot! We did some limited edition. Limited edition. Massive Wagons t-shirts with a Hard Rock Road Crew on the back. And we got the old. That's it. That's that one. Look, yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure how they work, but
well, it's screen printing, which is by far the most commonly done form of it. But like anything, you get good screen prints and you get
hours,
probably hours.
The t-shirt is the heart and soul of a rock band and the rock and metal world, isn't it? If you're searching for merch before you've even got a design, the t-shirt is the reliable go-to merch item, isn't it? Because what rocker doesn't like owning t-shirts? Don't turn up to your first gig with a lot of your band's logo written on a flipping soap dish or or a manicure set or something like that. Mugs. You ain't gonna sell them. Yeah.
No, I'm actually going to eat this Pink Lady. Gigs have stopped, live music stopped, recording music stopped, the merch continues.
You've always got to have a relationship with your fans and with the people that follow your band, and merch is a great way to do that.
We find it's much more important to get whatever you can make made well.
Another massive trap that we fell into. You think you don't have a lot of money, so you think we'll get the cheapest, quickest thing we can.
Oh, I know a guy who could do 500 t-shirts for, 50 quid.
It's just not worth wasting your money. False economy, I think is the phrase.
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
it? Absolutely.
Don't cheap out.
No, definitely not. Do your research. If you're going to spend, if it's taken you 6 months to save up £500 or £1,000 for 100 t-shirts, this is where Facebook and your other online platforms are your friend, because all you need to do is put a request out. Anybody got any advice on t-shirt printing? Anybody design me a logo? Guarantee straight away. You'll have an inbox full of great, wonderful people, and it's such a resource. Why not use it?
But what we can tell you from our experience is we've always used Gildan as the manufacturer of our t-shirts. Normally the soft style or the heavier stuff as well, but I tend to prefer the soft style. I think the prints just stick a bit better. Thank you, Bootyard Bandits, for the example.
Yippee-doo-dardy. Again, do your research. Research. Find a printer. Find out who else they print for. Speak to that band.
Yeah.
Have they had a good service? What is the quality of your t-shirts? Can I have a look? Don't waste your money. Do not waste your money.
Price breaks as well. The more you buy, the cheaper it's going to get. So you tend to find if you buy 100, the price per unit drops down.
One other little tip, I would say. I noticed when we went, particularly a certain year, we played a festival, and you walk into the merch room. We had a t-shirt. The only t-shirt we had was on a grey t-shirt. All the rest of them were black. We sold a bucket load, and a lot of it was down to a great design and it being on grey. It sounds ridiculous. I know black is the classic, isn't it? And you go for your black. Don't rush into it. The grey one that year's for us. We just cleared out of them. It was just it was a smart move because it was striking and it stood out.
Say you are going to buy 50 t-shirts. What sizes do you get?
All chestnut.
We fell right into the trap of ordering.
Oh my God!
The same amount of each size. This just does not work, and this is going to vary between demographics. I've got to word this carefully. All I could say is our most popular sizes tend to be male, large, and XL. Maybe 2XL, as well. We once sold a 5XL, but
XLs.
yeah.
Your small t-shirts, this might sound ridiculous, are small.
Tiny
t-shirts.
I ain't the biggest guy in the world. Here's new stage gear right here. Well, I'm very aroused. Our advice will be to err on the larger side as opposed to the smaller side. Don't split it right down the middle and get 25 men's, 25 women's.
That's what we did, wasn't it?
Which is what we did, and we ended up with...
I think we've still got probably got some women's smalls of the original t-shirt because you just can't sell them.
Nah.
We just don't sell them. If you're going to go for men's and women's, the women's side of things is always requires more research and more looking at and more careful thought over what you're going to order. Absolutely.
You'll get a feel for this as time goes on. It's impossible to just jump straight into this kind of knowledge right off the bat. We'll sell 3 men's t-shirts for every 1 woman's t-shirt, or whatever it is. We always sell 3 times as many more men's. So if we're making an order of 100...
3 times as many more men's?
Is that what I said? Yeah. 3 times as many more men's. I think that makes sense. So if we're ordering 100 t-shirts, we need...
400 men's?
Carry the 4.
The 6.
Square root, yeah. Let's just say 70. We'll buy 70 men's, 30 women. 2 rules of thumbs, because you've only got 2 thumbs.
2 rules of thumb.
2 rules of thumb. First rule of thumb.
More men's than women's.
Second rule of thumb.
Do your research.
Make them bigger.
Make them bigger.
Do your research.
Research!
I can't get this off. I'm stuck. I'm going to have to cut it off.
I'm going to pee my pants. Hooray!
No pictures. Here's just an example of the amount of merch that we're currently hoarding at the moment. Some over there and all. some of the more unusual items. What are we selling?
Yeah, the t-shirts. Yeah, obviously t-shirts are the cornerstone, aren't they? We've got albums, CDs. I know they're expensive.
Got your t-shirts. Got your albums, your CDs.
You got your I know not every band has them because it's an expense. Vinyl's a big one. Yes, we have scarves. Come on, you wagons! Way. Scarves. Yeah. I know you don't blame me because I've got a box full of them, but
oh yeah, they sold really well, didn't they?
Really well, yeah.
Sold really well.
No, you know, well, winter's coming in, and
yeah, this obviously it's a seasonal item.
And sometimes you've got to be creative. Get your thinking cap on. For me, the ultimate piece of merch is the AC/DC flashing horns.
Yeah, that's
absolutely
amazing.
Synonymous with the band.
Yeah.
Novelty factor 10 plus.
Yeah.
Cheap to make.
Yeah.
Make a profit.
Oh, they've made that. You see them before they've even strummed a note. You see stadiums full of these flashing horns.
Genius, isn't it? I have spent hours trying to think of something to rival that. That was a great.
Did we not just get them stickers? When did them stickers?
Oh yes, stickers. Yeah, we just had some stickers made. Where have I put them? Oh,
for the kids.
Oh, there we go. For the kids. Sticker sheets. You can see that, there's a little thing on them there. Yeah, so I think they're nice and easy to store.
Any bands or any businesses, actually, it doesn't have to be bands, but anyone who's wanting any promotional materials, anything that you want to sell merchandise wise, check out Volcano Screen Prints. Those guys have done our t-shirts since the beginning. They're just great. Great service, great prices, great quality as well.
And great prices.
Great. Then awesome merch. Closing the name. They're brilliant. They do everything else.
That's your favourite piece of packaging, isn't it?
So you've got your merch and you've got people who want to buy it. You can't trash it. You can't just chuck it all in a box.
No.
And hope it's all going to be fine. Speaking from experience, it's going to be hard enough to keep track of all this fucking trains going past.
Thomas says he didn't care about your merch. He's late.
So there's a couple of things you've got to bear in mind. You've got to know how much merch you've got, and you've got to sell it somehow, and you've got to ship it somehow. You
don't want to be selling more than the same item 2 or 3 times online. You don't want to have 10 medium t-shirts, sell 10 and keep them online and not realise that you're selling a t-shirt that you don't have, because that's a big no-no, because that is a great way to piss your customers off, isn't it? You know, you then have to go back to them and tell them, I'm sorry, we don't have it.
Yeah, and you're going to have to pick who's going to get their merch and who isn't. Again, it's a boring job, but you've got to do it, even if it's just a simple spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Most online merch-based selling platforms or websites like Big Cartel, they can do this for you. You could track your inventory. There's no excuse for it. But even if you're not doing it that way, just a piece of paper, just with what you've got, just keep on top of it. It's
vitally important, because when it starts going wrong, it will drive you up the wall. You've also got to think about looking after your merch, where you're going to keep it. For years, we fell into the trap of keeping all our merch in the boxes it came in. It might sound ridiculous, but the cardboard, it's not the best cardboard in the world for a start. Cardboard isn't the best thing in the world. And if you're moving your boxes from gig to gig, in and out of vans, they don't last very long and they fall apart. Buy yourself some tubs. Plastic. We have these big, huge, big plastic Tupperware tubs. These are what we keep our merch in at our base, the unit. This is what we sell everything out of. Everything's labelled. They're all folded neatly. They're all stacked. They're easy to find, easy to access. You get an order online. You get your package. You go straight to the box, straight to the pile, straight to the size, and it takes 2 minutes.
Yeah, and learn how to fold a t-shirt as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, you don't want to be folding it 2 or 3 times, screwing it up. Folding t-shirts is a nightmare, and it takes time. Straight into the packaging straight away. When you start getting more and more merch to take to shows, I said about the cardboard boxes are useless. Suitcases. We went to Matalan or somewhere like that, and we ended up buying about 4 or 5 big, soft, light suitcases. They weigh nothing.
Yeah.
They're not a lot of money, and they lasted years. They're still going. The same ones, we've had them a few years now, and they're all great. Straight out of the van, on the wheels, the handle, straight to the venue, straight out of the venue.
But they're great. Yeah, just convenient. They tick all the boxes, and most importantly, they keep the contents safe.
Yeah.
Because this is money. So you're selling your merch, very well and good. How are you going to ship it? Well, they cost nothing.
We can get t-shirts, manicure sets, soap dishes. Everything goes in there.
No.
There's such a what's the word? A flexible.
Yeah, these are the absolute basic minimum that you should be using to send your merch out. If you're selling CDs or vinyls, that's not a vinyl thing.
What's that for?
I don't know. So if you're selling vinyl or CDs, get some good quality cardboard CD envelopes. Simple, cheap, safe.
Cheap and safe.
And if you're selling posters, if you're selling dildos, so if you're selling posters, these are just the best things in the world for that, because you roll them up, ship them out. I think it's like the same price as a large envelope in the UK. Here we go.
Here we go. Now we're getting that. We're getting the nuts and bolts of the merch world. Look, we got car air fresheners. We got your car air fresheners. Freaking hell, they stink. Sweatbands, wrist sweatbands. We've got bobble hats.
Seasonal again.
Yeah, seasonal bobble hats. Unless you're like me, wearing all year round. Keyring bottle openers. Patches. Patches is a massive part. Rock and metal tradition patches. Who doesn't love a good battle jacket, eh? Patches. What have we got in here? Pin badges. We've got the rubber bat. We've got the rubber in it together. Charity wristbands. We're donating the profits to charity. We've got koozies for keeping your beer cold in the garden. Fridge. Good grief. Fridge magnets. We've got it all, kids. We've got pin badges there. Pin badges, cheap to make. 4 or 5 designs, put them in a plastic bag, sell them at gigs. People love a pin badge. Got loads of pin badges there, look. Yeah, I think we've cornered the market in just about everything. Stickers, yeah, car stickers, a lot.
Just get creative and think out the box. It's what we've done, and it seems to be working for us. People want more when they've got something of yours. They tickle their collector nerve, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
But you turn up to your venue, you got a gig, you got your merch. Now, you don't have time to be arsing around with this, and a lot of times you don't have any time at all. It's literally, you got to just get in there and just get your stuff up as soon as possible. And to be quite honest, there were a lot of times in the early days when we didn't even set any kind of merch up at all, just because we weren't prepared for it.
I think we've had numerous ways over the years of displaying our merch. You haven't even got a coat hanger. Coat hangers is a good one. I mean, that served us well for years. You end up, how many times have we ended up walking around venues, looking in dressing rooms, trying to find coat hangers to try and hang stuff on pipes and on radiators when you don't have one of these things, or asking to borrow some tape so you can try and tape them to a wall or something.
Yeah.
It's just not good. It's just not good at all.
These things, they fold up and they pack up and they take up no space at all. You can get them in the back of a car easily, along with all the rest of your gear.
With your prog drum kit.
With your 7-tom drum kit.
Yeah.
If you're going to get one of these boards, just get some drawing pins. Pin them tight so everyone can see what they are, what the designs are. Make it obvious. And they'll always say, is that the front or is that the back? Or are they 2 different t-shirts?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And it's amazing how much these little things save you time and money and effort. It's a bit, I mean, I'm going to be honest, I hate doing merch. I hate it because I'm just not that kind of guy. I don't like the chaos, the kind of chaos of it, and this is why it has to be done a certain way to limit that chaos.
It's all about your workflow. You don't know how much time you're going to have in a venue to sound check and things. You want the performance to be the focus of your night, which it has to be. Mm-hmm. So make everything else as easy as possible. Yeah, and after the show, this is where people go. It's your merch store. And it has to look good, and you have to be able to. And if you've got a few people queuing up, you want to make sure they all get what they want, because they don't want to be hanging around for age. You've got taxis, buses, trains to get. You want to get your merch sold and make some money. Make some fans. Especially in the early days when you're out trying to make a name for yourself, build up a reputation. If you're not on stage and the doors are open, get out to the merch stand. Keep the colour numbers down. If you're a bit strapped for cash, just use one colour in your design. Here we've got. Been a bit crafty. We've only got 2 colours here, just black and red. We're using the grey in the design. In the design itself. Any good designer worth its salt, and any printing house worth its salt will tell you this. Well, they'll be perfectly honest about this, and they'll give you a breakdown of what they're making and how they're making it. So if it's screen prints, generally they'll do 5 colours max. Right. That's what I've found anyway. Any more than that, and then you're sort of into digital printing, and it's its own different thing. Get your designer, whoever's designing your tees. If you want a 1 or a 2 colour or a 3 colour design, make sure you tell them. Some graphics designers, and it's not their fault if they're not used to doing this kind of thing, designing for printing, they don't realise that, well, each colour, even if it's a slightly different shade of
You could
red,
end up with 20, 30 colours in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you send your order away, and you're going to get a price back.
Yeah,
it's astronomical, absolutely, yeah.
it plays to your advantage anyway, because it forces designs to be simple, and therefore they become bold.
Black t-shirt, white design. I know that has yellow on it. Black t-shirt, white design. But if that lightning strike was white, it's still bold. It's striking. It's simple. It's effective. People gravitate towards that immediately. Look at that. It looks old school, you know. And people I like that anyway.
I'll have one of them tees, please, in large.
All right, Ashley. How's Uncle Fred? Is he all right? Yeah, no worries, mate. In large. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I've got one here. Yeah, large. There you go. Is that all right?
Have you got change for a 20?
I don't, mate. I'm afraid. I don't have change for a 20. No.
Do you take card?
Yeah, no, we don't, mate. Take card. No, I'm afraid we don't.
So what you just saw in those quality amateur dramatics, the point we were trying to highlight there was you need a float, just like any shop where you're dealing with cash. Carry some fivers around with you. Price your things in sensible round numbers. No $7.99, no $12.99. Keep it on the fivers.
Avoid having to dish out change or sending somebody to find, have you got any fivers? Fivers is the big thing. We'll keep mentioning it. It's the big thing. Got any fivers? Haven't got any fivers. Well, we're selling this t-shirt for a fiver and he's only got a tenner. You're going to lose customers, absolutely.
For starters, £10 should be the absolute minimum selling your t-shirts for anyway, so don't go below that. And then you're going to need somewhere to keep all these fivers and all the cash that you're dealing with. So get a nice little lockbox. Nothing fancy.
No.
Something nice and small that you can keep on your person or on some person. Quite a lot of people these days don't use cash at all.
To be honest, in the current climate with the corona job, in the future, when hopefully when gigging gets back to normal, there might not be any cash on the scene.
Yeah, we use a company, it's an app linked to a little card reader called ASYLUM. Dead easy to set up, very reasonable prices. We look at it like if we can sell a couple of t-shirts at a gig, that's the ASYLUM paid for. That's the fee for the ASYLUM covered. So it's a no-brainer.
Somebody needs to stay with your merch all the time. If you don't have a merch guy, you need to keep it attended. I know that's difficult. In this country, the band scene is great because you'll be playing with 3 or 4 other bands. Make friends, because chances are, while you're on stage, one of the other bands is manning the merch stalls. Can you keep an eye on our merch, please, mate? No problem. You know, everybody's there to help each other in the rock and metal scene in this country, more or less, in our experience, and it's a great thing, really, and it's very important.
Yeah.
So that brings us to the end of our little chat about merch. We probably haven't covered everything, but I like to think we've covered the basics, and I hope you've taken something from this. If you're a new band and you're just setting out on the road, just have a peek through it, and I think we've given you a lot of valuable information there to help make your life a lot easier.
Yeah, we need to do more amateur dramatics in this. I think that's one thing we've learned in this video. We understand that the music is first and foremost in your mind. Generally, it's first and foremost in our mind. However, if you want to make money, it's a sad reality that you have to become business-minded and you have to really pay attention to the merchandise of your band. It becomes a brand and it becomes its own thing. It's paying dividends for us now because this is a time when we can't gig, we can't get out there. But we are still making money because we've got our merchandise operation slick. So anyway, like and subscribe, please.
Yeah, please do. Thank you very much. Thanks for supporting us and everything we do. We'll be back again with more hopefully useful information, but with no acting.
Yeah.
With no acting.
That was my best voice. That was my best punter voice.
Anyway, stay safe, everybody. Keep rocking, and hopefully we'll be back out on the road soon. If you're gonna rock
hard, and if you're gonna take it,
take the lot. Waffle, 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 waffle.
Yeah.
Complete
blah blah blah.
waffle.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah.